Evet, bugün sizlerle The Stanley Parable oynuyoruz. Şimdi diyeceksin, The Stanley Parable'da ne? Dünyanın en garip oyunu. Birazdan zaten anlayacaksınız nasıl bir durumun içinde olduğumuzu.
This is the story of a man named
Hayır, bir saniye ne? Bu oyun Türkçe değil miydi? Hayır. SC dur, ayarlar. Oyun Türkçe değil miydi? Ses. Sesler çok güzel. Yazılar kapalı derken sadece altyazı. Tüm yazılar. Sadece altyazı olsun. Müzik seviyesini biraz kısabiliriz bence. Şöyle. Genel sesi de, hatta bir şey diyeceğim. Türkçe altyazı. Genel sesi de, hatta bir şey diyeceğim. Türkçe altyazı varsa genel sesi komple kapatalım.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Tamam. O zaman ne yapıyoruz biliyor musun? Şu sese gel. Şu genel sesi ya da biraz varlığını hissedelim en azından şöyle. Şöyle yapsak.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Belki de sadece bırakılmış bir notu gözden mi kaçırmıştım? Dur odaya bir daha bakalım. Ama gidemiyorum. Bir dakika, neyle interact? E ile mi? Aa, evet, E'ye basınca ses çıkıyor. Demek ki E ile interact. Şu not... CTRL'ye basınca geliyor. Tamam, güzel. Bu arada oyunu daha dün şey yaptım. O yüzden biraz biliyorum böyle. Bir tane adam bize konuşuyor, yapmamız gerekenleri söylüyor. Onun dediğini de yapabiliyoruz, yapmaya da biliyoruz ama çok bilmiyorum. Sen
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ne kadar ararsa arasın hiçbir şey bulamıyordu diyor. Ya ben aramaya devam edeceğim çünkü sen kesin bir şerefsizlik yapacaksın bize. Sen Sister Location'daki baby gibi bir şey olacaksın kesin. Şerefsiz olacaksın sen. Bu ne? Aa. Bir dakika, ne? Burada bir şey var. Burada bir şey. Bir saniye, ben az önce bilgisayarı açıp kapattım. Şu kapıları...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any
Akşam
way.
bana laf sokuyor, farkında mısınız bilmiyorum ama. Bir tek burasının Backrooms'a benzemesi neyse. Ama oyun Backrooms'tan çok eski. Zıplama yok mu? Zıplama yok herhalde. Sen nesin? Bak, ben bunları kapatabiliyorum. Bunları kapatırsam kesin bir şey yok. Missing mi ne? Kayıp iki çocuk şeyi mi o? Bilmiyorum ben göre. Zoomlama var mı oyunda? Zoomlama yok galiba. Tuş. Bak, şunu yapmadıysa şunu yapma. Hoş değil. Burada yaprak fotoğrafı var. Ben buralara niye giremiyorum? Bu kapıların hiçbiri açılmayacak mı cidden? Ben nereye gidiyorum? Müzik de çok iyi. Şurada bir şey planları var ama.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Evet, iki kapı ayrımındaki yere geldi. Soldaki kapıdan mı girdim? Bence sağdakinden gireceğim.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Evet.
just to admire it.
Çalışan dinlenme odasını görmek istedim. Hadi gidelim.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour
Orada bir
after
şey
all,
diyeceğim.
just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Ben oyunda Türkçe
Stanley
dublaj olduğunu
simply stood
sanmıştım. O
here,
yüzden sesi
taking it
açtım.
all in.
Biraz kıstım size, çok gelmesin, benim sesimi bastırmasın. Buradan bir şey alamıyor muyuz? Yok. Hadi buradan gidelim.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Tabii efendim, aynen. Tüm arkadaşlarım kaybolmasına rağmen yani neden olmasın değil mi sonuçta dış ses? Bu ne?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Stanley işte şeyleri Anladınız zaten, altyazı var, ben niye boş yapıyorum ya. Ama güzel. Kovulmamış olmamız cidden mucize.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Aşağı atlasam ne olur?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Cidden bu bir son muydu? Bari başarım falan ver. Onu da vermedin, güzel.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. He had to make a decision. What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No.
Abi ne diyorsun?
This couldn't go anywhere except bad.
Bu oyun benim yaptıklarımı biliyor. Sen Undertale mısın?
Is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy.
Hayır hayır. Abi burada mutlu olmak istemiyorum. Bırak beni.
Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had
Aç
the
lan
ability
şu
to
kapıyı.
tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
Ne cevabı oğlum? Ne diyorsun sen? Ben nereye düştüm?
He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Ne?
Stanley, someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me.
Unuttuğun birileri mi?
For her.
Ne demek
This is it,
unuttuğun
Stanley.
birileri?
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your
Oğlum
life.
sen o falan
She's been waiting.
ne oluyor? Uzun zamandır seni bekliyorum. Oğlum ben ne yaşıyorum şu an? Nasıl bir yere düştük oğlum, bu ne? Oh.
That's her, Stanley.
Bir şey çekeceğim.
Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice.
Bunun işe yaradığına inanamıyorum.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
Adamın oyununu mu bozduk şimdi?
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
Ne oluyor şu an? Ne dönüyor arka planda?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Tabii de sen değilim.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
Abicim sen ne oluyor? Şimdi ben buradan çıkamayacağım değil mi?
Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But
gerçek birinin olmanın en zor kısmı.
Be the most dangerous. For example,
Çok tehlikeli
scenario,
olabilir.
a hypothetical real person named Steven has a choice.
Adı Steven ve bir seçim yapması gerekiyor.
Helping improve the quality of life for
Birine yardım
citizens of
edebilir.
impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius
Sanırım
of
bunu
his
açıklamama
house.
gerek yok. Resim
Which
gayet
choice
açıklıyor.
would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
Sen şu bana ne anlatıyorsun?
Partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Bitti mi bu mu? Practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
İyi güzel abi, ver testin.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
O da neden
But not to
bozuluyor?
worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Telefonu açamaz mıyım? Tekrardan ben konuşmak istiyordum telefondaki kişiyle. Ben nereye gideceğim? Seni açabiliyor muyuz? Yok. Bence buraya gidebilirim. Hayır. Sen ciddi olamazsın ya. Atlamayayım diye tel çekmiş.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just
mantıklı, haklısın, şimdi sana hak verdim. Şuraya falan atlayamıyorum.
It seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Gördüğüm her kapıyı açacağım. Kart mı gerekiyor buna? Tam buluruz ha. Şu kapıların kendi kendine açılması insanı o kadar rahatsız ediyor ki. Sanki böyle kapıyı ecinliler açıyormuş gibi. Böyle bir hani bir şey var, tamam mı, yani ecinliler gelip kapıyı açıyor. Bir var yani bir şeyde. Ben
almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again and you'll be home free in the real world.
İyi güzel, tamam.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
Stanley'nin yapması gerekenleri
and
yapacağım.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Tamam, sanırım artık burayla oyunu bozduk arkadaşlar.
It's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Ne oluyor şu an? Benim oyunum senin değil. Peki.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like
Ama ne
Stanley?
olacak şimdi?
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Evet.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Let's behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Abi şu an ne oluyor?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Merhaba abi.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. His behavior.
Her şey düzgün.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Neden kapalı? Niye giremiyorum abi ben oraya?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Zaten aşağı giden merdiven yok ama neyse.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Neden pandanın
Shocked,
kafasına?
unraveled,
Neyse
Stanley wondered
sorgulamayacağım.
in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the
İyi de
code to
ben
open the door?
konuşamıyorum.
Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath
Canım benim.
and then spoke the code.
Oyunda konuşma yok, tamam mı? Boş yapma. Ben sadece gidiyorum. Gidemiyorum.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the
Canım
receiver,
benim.
right there on the board.
Öyle bir özellik yok oyunda. Tamam mı? Boş yapma. Döveceğim şimdi seni de. Kıracağım ağzını.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Kafama atayım ben. Nasıl yazacağım?
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Beni kötüleyeceğine oyuna sesli konuşma ekleyebilirdin.
You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Çok iyi bir sondu.
Through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs
O kadar
you.
iyi bir sondu ki.
It cannot exist without you.
O kadar iyi bir sondu ki şu an bu.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
Lan adama da üzüldüm şimdi de.
So, you hear? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct, that is.
En iyi seçim mi nasıl ya?
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Ben böyle mi gözüküyorum? Asla bitmeyecek yükleme işi biraz komik ama.